Time Podcast.
People of color redefining success.
I am Patrick Miller.
I'm CoCo Miller.
And we are the host of your show. But today we have a special guest for you today. All the way from Wichita, Kansas. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What?
This is where you say your name and your social security.
My social security. I'm not giving up my social security.
Just kidding.
But my name is Patrick Miller.
Uh-huh.
So, who are you?
I am Patrick's grandfather.
Yeah.
Like, did we just find a random guy off the street?
So this is my papa. He's all the way out here from Wichita, Kansas. He came out for the holidays to hang out with us. Yeah. And so he's been there. And so when I knew he was coming out here, I said I really wanted to get him on the podcast because he's got a lot of stories.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm not sharing them all with you now.
Yeah, he's gonna share a lot though.
Yeah. So we're continuing our series on life lessons. And last week we ended off with what is the 2020 Christian? And so we went a lot into what are the struggles that people that are Christian deal with today? Where did Christianity's history even come from? And so we're moving on. So we covered what does it mean in our Black identity. We talked about light skin privilege, all these things. We moved on to, in our Christian identity, life lessons that we've learned. And so now we're actually starting the next portion, which is talking about life lessons in marriage. And so this week's episode is really going to focus on that. You might hear a little bit about Patrick and I's story with marriage, but it's really going to focus on Grandpa's story with marriage because he's been married how many years?
48
years. And we only got 3 years.
We only got 3. We don't know nothing. We don't know nothing. So we're going to get into, hopefully, lots of stories and some life lessons that Patrick's grandfather can teach us millennials about what does it mean to be in a committed, long-term, lifelong relationship.
Papa, do you know what a podcast is? Or have you heard of a podcast before?
No.
Have you listened to our podcast?
Some of it. I can't help it, Your grandmother, she gonna show it. She gonna make me listen to it sometime. Yeah.
I guess a long time ago they used to do radio talk shows and stuff like that, and then ever since the pretty much like social media and like different apps came out, it's made it more accessible for anybody to make radio shows and different stuff like that. So podcasts are like
little radio shows.
The little radio shows, and you can have people all over the world listening to it. So right now we have people in like
Dominican Republic,
Sweden,
Poland,
Australia. Is it Canada?
Yep, Canada.
Illinois.
We got people that listen.
I don't know who it is.
It's not an S. It's solid.
What is it?
It's Illinois.
It's not Illinois.
I thought it was Illinois.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Well, Illinois. So maybe it's
life lesson. It's Illinois, not Illinois.
I'm sorry, all my people from Illinois. Yeah, we got people in Illinois. I don't know who it is, but they're listening.
Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia.
So we famous. You on the famous podcast.
Louisiana, Texas.
Yeah, I think
soon.
so.
Now that you're here, now we can get those people too.
Yeah.
Madison.
All right, so yeah, we were talking about marriage, and so the way our podcast is set up is that we are Black, millennial, Christian, married, business owning, and a couple.
He always says it in the wrong order. It's Black, Christian, married, millennial, business owning.
What she said. So we're all that, and but today we want to focus on marriage and what does it take to be a successful married couple. And I think a lot of our
people of color
people
doing marriage.
of color. Yeah, because you have a lot of stories. So I think the reason why we wanted you to do it, Papa, is because we talk about marriage from our perspective of being millennials, but also being like 20-something, and also being married for 3 years, and what does it take for us to be successful in marriage. But you come from a different time and place in time where marriage was different. And
you in the baby boomer generation.
Yeah. And so you guys you figured out how to do marriage right in the way that you guys did it. So yeah, we want to talk about marriage with you guys, but specifically we want to start with how did you meet? How did you meet Grandma? How did it all start?
How old were you? Give us all the details.
Oh, well, about 25, going on 26.
And where were you coming from? Where were you at that age of your life?
I was working at Long Beach Shipyard and taking classes at Compton Junior College.
Yeah.
And I spotted her across the way, but I didn't get up and go talk to her.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. When I did get that courage to go talk, I got up, she was gone.
Oh, yeah? So you were 25 and you said you were out at Compton going to school out there. And you had, was this your first year at school or?
Yes.
Yeah. So where were you just coming from before then?
And then Long Beach Naval Shipyard.
Oh, you were in the Navy?
Yes.
Yeah.
4 years and 2 days.
4 years and 2 days. Oh, why'd you join the Navy?
So my twin could go in.
Oh, really?
Because back then, a woman couldn't just go in.
Oh, really?
They had to have a guardian or a parent sign for her until they were 21.
Wow.
So, our guardian wouldn't sign for her to go unless I joined.
Really? Okay.
I had no intentions of going to the Navy.
Oh, okay.
So I knew how bad she wanted to go. So I said, okay. So we went. I signed up so she could go to the Navy.
Oh, really? So how long at Patsy? How long did she stay in the Navy? Did she stay for longer?
She stayed the whole. Women were 3 years. She stayed the whole 3 years.
Oh wow. Okay, so you stayed 4 years and 2 days. Okay, so you got out of the Navy and you were stationed in Compton, or you were done and you went down to Compton?
No, the Long Beach Naval Shipyard.
Oh yeah, Long Beach Naval Shipyard. Okay, and so you started going to school in Compton, and then you saw Grandma.
Yep.
And then you wanted to go talk to her, but you didn't.
I didn't.
How did you guys meet?
Well, my birthday came up, and some friends of mine was taking me out for my birthday. And so we were going out, and then they go over to where she lived at, and then they bring her out as my date because I was going solo.
Oh, really? Did they know you wanted to go and talk to her?
No.
Oh, they didn't? They just set you up?
Yeah, just set me and her up. Her friends and my friend were both all knew each other just about too.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So they brought her out and me out. So we go to, I can't remember the house that it was right now, but because I was so excited when I saw her.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I said,
what did you like about her?
You know, her hair.
Oh.
What was her hair like?
Her hair looked sort of like Angela Davis.
Oh, yeah, like some big fro? Oh, really?
Big blonde fro.
Oh, she had it blonde?
Yeah, blonde, sort of blonde like.
Really? Wow.
Well, because she has light brown hair.
She does. Yeah.
So, anyway, so we sat down. They introduced us to each other. And I already had strong feelings from just meeting with her. I hadn't talked to her.
Oh, yeah?
We talked, went out, talked.
And then...
And I knew, I don't know if she knew right then, but I knew.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I knew. I told.
What'd you know?
That she was the woman I want to spend the rest of my life with.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you know? Because all of our listeners love asking the question, how do you know you found the one? How did you know?
They always ask that.
You know, when you see it, a piece of candy you really love or like a lot, you taste it, and if you like it, you get more.
Yeah.
I saw her, we talked, and I don't know if I call it charm or what. I just let her know how I felt about it in a way. I didn't let her know all that. So, like I said, we went out, had a good time.
Yeah.
So the next day, when I got up, I went out and bought Valentine's candy and flowers.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, so your birthday is what, January?
January 22nd.
So you got, so the Valentine's Day was like a couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, wow. Yeah.
But then I got some lessons from my older brothers and sisters because I had saw them make a lot of mistakes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What kind of mistakes?
Ooh, marrying the wrong woman.
Oh, yeah.
For the wrong reason.
What are wrong reasons to marry somebody?
when you don't really feel that connection, you know. And I felt a connection with her. Found out she had one for me too once we met and talked.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah. So when you met her, how long did you guys wait to get married?
a year and a half, about a year and a half, a little over a year and a half. Because I got married on one of my older brother's birthday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
When's you guys' wedding anniversary?
September 20. I know it's his birthday, and his birthday's the 27th. Because the other Uncle John's his birthday is the 26th, so I can the 27th.
So it's 27th. You said November?
September.
September 27th.
September's a great month to get married.
Okay.
Yeah, September.
Yeah, we got married in September too.
Some of the things that before she and I married, I talked to the one who had to sign the paperwork for pastor to go in. She was our guardian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And she was our guardian because after her father died, I was not staying at the house anymore. And I told her she was coming with me.
Yeah.
And pastor, no, you ain't staying here. You coming with me. So we went and stayed with our sister. Her and the brothers got together and sisters got together and said, I would go stay with my sister here because she had taken care of me a little bit. And she gave me some advice about anger and stuff. And she says, try never to go to bed anger at your spouse. You know, just other stuff I just had saw people do, and I said, I would never treat my wife like that. You know, like I'm her domination and she's got to do what I tell her to do and all this stuff.
Yeah. So you learned a lot from talking to people. So you heard some conversation, but you learned a lot from watching people and observing.
From my sister, like I said, she told me a lot. And I knew her. I knew how much she loved her family, and I just took a lot of it from her because when she was raising me after my father had passed, you know. We had some times though. It wasn't all sugar and.
Yeah, we want to hear about them times.
So, Papa, when I remember as a little kid, I had learned, or I wasn't a little kid, I was probably like middle school. I had found out where the name Miller came from and how, because Tifa, I think Tifa was the one that told me about the name Miller and how your dad had got the name Miller. You want to tell that story about how that came?
Well, our name really was Hearn.
Hearns or Hearn?
Hearns.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, maybe I'll put an S on that one.
Like the ketchup?
No, that's Heinz.
Oh.
They taught me to spell. I'm not very good at spelling. So.
Yeah. H-E-R-N-Z.
H-E-R-N-Z.
Yeah, Hearns.
So, and so I had asked him, how did we get the name Hearn? I mean, I asked him, no, what brought that on was I had a cousin that I thought, and his name was Cousin Tom. And so I was sitting by my dad.
Was it Cousin Tom or Cutting Tom?
Well, that's what they don't say cousin, it's Cutting Tom.
Oh, okay. They say Cousin Fast, so it's Cutting Tom.
Yeah. So I sitting by my father one day, and I just looked up at him. I sat there for a minute because he and I used to talk like this sometime. And I just asked him, I said, why do we call Cutting Tom Cutting Tom? And he looked at me like, what? I said, he don't look like he's our cousin because you and him look just alike. He's a little taller than you, but y'all look just alike. And he looked at me like, whoa. And my father told me then, he said, well, if you're old enough to ask that question, you're old enough to get an answer for it. And that's when he told me that Cutting Tom was his brother. I said, well, where did Miller come in at? And he told me about Miller. He said he had to change his name due to things that happened to him in Mississippi.
Oh, wow.
What happened in Mississippi?
Mississippi's Mississippi.
Yeah.
You know.
Us millennials, we wasn't alive. We don't know what happened.
You got some 22-year-olds that don't know what Mississippi is like.
Mississippi is still not that much. They still have a lot of things they need to learn. You know.
Racism?
Yes.
Really?
Very much so.
Yeah. So what happened? What happened to? So that would have been my great granddad, right?
Yeah.
So what happened? What happened to him that made him leave Mississippi? So Tifa had told me that something like he had, they had came and like burned his house down or something like that.
They did. He went to. He was selling his cotton somewhere in Mississippi, and he came back home. His place was burnt down, and his children and wife were burnt up in the house.
Wow.
What?
So he took care of business.
Wow. So he went after him?
So he had to get out of Dodge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he had to change his name along the route. And it took him. It took time. But in the story where how he met my mother is, it's hard to really explain.
Wow. So he was living. He had a whole family. He had a wife and kids and different things like that. And then they burned down his family and his wife and his kids. And so he went after him and he got him back and then left. He like went after the people who burned his family down.
As far as I know, he did.
Yeah. So he went after him and then had to change his name.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So that's when it switched from Hearns to Miller.
Mm-hmm.
So this Cutting Tom was his brother or was his
brother?
Oh wow. Okay.
If you had saw him, you seen pictures of your grandfather?
Yeah, I've seen some.
Great grandfather?
Yeah.
Your cousin Tom looked just like that.
Really?
Except he was taller.
So your dad had had a second family. After having a second family, he raised how many of your siblings were you?
13.
13. So you were the youngest of 13 or the
Youngest
twin?
boy.
The youngest boy, because you and your twin.
She's the youngest.
Yeah, she's the youngest. So you're the youngest. You're the youngest boy of all of your family.
Yeah.
And then you moved. You got into the Navy so that your twin sister can get into the Navy too.
Yeah.
And after being in the Navy for 4 years and 2 days, you went to Compton Community College.
No, I went to the
Long Beach.
Long Beach Naval Shipyard.
Long Beach
I worked
Naval
there
Shipyard.
for a year.
Got you. Okay. So you were at the Long Beach Naval Shipyard, and then after that, you started doing school at Compton.
No, I did both. I was still working.
At the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Got you. Okay.
They just gave me a different shift.
Uh-huh.
And I go to Compton in the daytime, and in the evenings, I went to work at Long Beach Shipyard.
Got you. Okay. So you meet Grandma at the Compton school. You guys get put together on a blind date, and then a year and a half later, you guys got married?
Yeah.
Wow. Nobody does that anymore.
Oh yeah, people don't get married quick anymore. It's like you need to be together for like 7 years.
Yeah.
And then, did you guys live together before you got married?
Yes.
Okay. So you guys lived together for how long?
When she went home, which is in Nevada, and I went to home, which is in Illinois. And we were just communicating back and forth to make sure that everything was still on and everything. And,
Did you write letters?
I called a lot. I'm not a.
You thought they didn't have phones
Did they
back
have
then?
phones?
You thought they didn't have phones back then? You were like, did you write letters?
Like the Notebook.
I called her, and she would call me sometime, and we talked, and we
Yeah.
talked. We talked. How you doing? Doing fine. So keep on. So.
Where'd you guys get married at?
Reno, Nevada. I mean, Carson City.
Oh, okay. Yeah, in Southern California.
Well, Carson City.
Nevada.
Nevada.
Oh, Nevada. Oh, I'm thinking
that was the
just
capital
Carson.
of Nevada back then.
Gotcha. Okay. So you guys went to Carson City, and then where'd you guys live after that?
Your grandmother and owned her mother owned a lot of property in a house in Reno, and she had passed away. And I was sad about that because I was planning on coming out there to visit.
Oh, really?
She passed away before I could get out there to see her.
Oh, really? Had you met her before?
No, I never had a chance to meet her.
Oh, wow. So she passed away before you could come out and meet her?
We talked on the phone quite a bit.
Oh, really? Oh, but you never got the chance to meet her in person? Gotcha. So, and Grandma didn't have her father around then, right?
Yeah, she did.
Oh, she did?
But I thought she was coming back.
Oh, you thought she was coming to live with
left,
you?
Yeah, because she left. We were together, and then she left, and her mother got sick. And she rushed home as quick as she could, but before she could get there, she had passed away. And she ran back to there, and everything was going all right. And then we were talking, and I asked her when was she coming back, because I still was keeping the house together that we had there and everything. And she
This is in Illinois.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And she told me, forget the
Illinois.
L.
Illinois.
So anyway, she told me she wasn't coming back. So I was really sad and tore down for a minute. Then I started thinking. I said, no. So I jumped in my old hoopty.
Yeah.
And I drove out to Nevada.
Wow, from Illinois.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
And I drove out there and proposed to her.
Oh.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Was she expecting that?
I just asked her that. I hadn't told her I was coming.
She wasn't even expecting you.
Uh-uh.
Oh, wow.
I just loaded up and came on in out there. And we got married, and then I went back, flew back to Alton, and straightened out my bit, make sure I straightened everything out there. The house we was renting from, made sure the guy knew I was out and stuff like that, and took care. And I flew back this time. Because I barely made it with that hoopty I had. I barely made it to the house.
Wow. What did it break down since you guys got there?
As soon as I got there, it quit, and that was it.
Really?
It accomplished its mission.
But when I came back, I fixed it.
Oh, yeah? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you worked on cars a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, and then how long did you guys live down there? What brought you guys out to Oakland? Because you guys, so you're in Reno at this time, right? Or,
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know what happened, but anyway, the house and the land and stuff was all in jumble and stuff and messed up.
Oh, you didn't really know who was going to own it? Or?
Yeah, so
yeah.
I said, hey, let's just get up out of here. Because this is really hard on both of us here trying to keep this thing. And I said, it ain't. So we left.
Okay.
We just said, hey, and she had people. Yeah, she had people.
Oh, she had people out here in Oakland. Yeah.
So we came here, and I knew I had a few people here, but I didn't know I had as many as are here. My brothers, older brothers' daughters were out here and stuff.
Oh, really?
I didn't really know they were out here.
Uncle Bud? Uncle Bud's daughter. Gotcha. Oh, so you didn't know Kay and Joyce were out here?
But I knew John's kids were down in Southern Cal.
Gotcha.
Because that's where I was at when I first got out of the Navy.
Yeah.
So I knew about them.
Okay. But you didn't know your older brother's kids were out here. Gotcha. So then you guys moved out here and you stayed with...
We stayed with one of Francine's cousins for a minute. And then we got she got a job and I got a little hoop-to-hoop job. So we moved into a apartment down off of I can't remember the name of the street. But it was bad.
Was it 82nd? Or no, it was...
Off of 73rd.
Off 73rd.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you guys are married at this time for how long? What, a year?
Almost 2.
Almost 2 years?
No, more than that.
Oh, yeah.
Because we got married in 71. We were there for a while. For 5 years, we lived there. Well, not quite 5 years. Close to 4 or 5 years there.
Gotcha. Okay.
In Nevada?
No,
in
here.
Reno. Oh, you stayed
Oh, no, yeah, in Reno,
In Reno.
yes. We didn't, cause we lived there until 75 or 76. Then we came here.
Okay.
So what was, so now everybody's going to want to know, what was the hardest thing with being married? What were some of the toughest challenges you went through?
Oh, serious?
Yeah.
For real, for real.
My addiction was hard.
Oh, yeah?
And it was hard on the marriage and hard on my kids.
Oh, yeah?
And it took me a while to really hit the rock bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And when I hit it, I wanted to get out.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted my girls to love me like they had earlier in their age, and I wanted that love back.
Yeah.
So I went out and tried to get help for my problem,
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't get it. The first hit was awesome.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Where were you?
I was sitting in this table with some friends and stuff, talking.
Uh-huh.
And they were passing the pipe around, boom, 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 and I kept passing it every time it came to me. But I had some stuff happen to me at the job I had at the time, and I was angry at what they were doing. Because I kept trying to talk to them. And they wouldn't listen.
Yeah.
So I just took a hit, and what I did, well, I was off and on a mission for several years.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So how old were you when first hit?
When I first hit, in my early 30s.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I remember a story you were telling him that you were at the bar playing cards with somebody and you were drunk or something.
Yeah.
And then was that when you were married?
Yeah.
No. What was that story?
Oh, he and I were I thought we were close. And we were playing what they call liar's dice. And they used to beat me all the time. Just beat me, and when you lose, you have to buy a round. I finally figured out how to really play this game. So, boom, I had figured it out, so we kept playing. Boom, boom, I'm winning. Boom, boom. Won several times, and I just looked at him and told him, "You'll never beat me again." You know, we talk to each other. I ain't gonna say the words that I said, but
you can say it. It's fine.
I ain't gonna say it. But anyway, I said, "You ain't gonna beat me." Bam! And I slapped it down on the table. Boom! He lost. I did it again. Bam! I told you ain't gonna never win me again. Bam! I said, "Never again." And he tried to claim he got mad because of what I called him, but what he got mad about was when I told him he could never beat me again. He saw how I had learned the game, and he realized he couldn't beat me again. So he stole me.
Really? So what do you mean when he stole you?
He stole me.
What does that mean?
You know, we playing cards. Hey, we have been friends for years. Well, I'm talking about years. I'm talking about close to 4 years at least.
Wow.
And he stole me.
Well, he stole me.
Bow. Bow. All of a sudden, crack. I go down on the floor.
He popped you in the head? He punched you?
Yeah, he knocked the hell out of me.
Oh, that's what stole me means?
Yeah, when he wasn't looking. He wasn't paying attention to him. He wasn't paying attention, so he punched him.
Oh, he punched me. And I got up, and he didn't know it. But I had took my knife out of my pocket, and I was getting ready to stab him. And I looked at him, and I said, "Hell no. You ain't no friend of me." And I walked out. I just walked out. But I didn't really remember the hit. So I go home.
You were drinking that night too.
Yeah,
right?
I was drinking. I had been drinking heavy all day. It was during the day because we worked nights.
Oh, okay.
So we used to meet up at this bar and we'd play. So all of a sudden I couldn't remember what had happened. But I felt my jaw. What the hell happened to me? And it took me almost a week, and every day a little bit would come back, a little bit would come back, a little bit. And all of a sudden, I remember what happened. And I went looking for him. You know.
You forgot for like a week that he had punched you?
I didn't remember him hitting me. I'm telling you, he hit me.
Oh, yeah? Yeah,
he knocked me almost unconscious, and everybody was shocked because I jumped back up.
Oh, really?
Only a few of them saw my knife in my hand. He didn't even know I had opened it.
Oh, really?
Because I could open a knife, and you wouldn't even know I had opened it. Yeah.
So, did you have any markings on your face that...
My jaw was sore,
okay.
where he had hit me at. But no, I didn't have a black eye or nothing.
Oh, so really? Did Grandma ever know you got into this fight?
Nope. Not until I told her.
Because you had forgot. You didn't even know you got...
Right. True. I didn't know I had got hit. I did not remember. I did not know I got hit. And when I did, I finally came into the club that we had met up at. And they said, "Well, he just left." I said, "Oh, okay." So I come back there again. Oh, he got to where he wouldn't come to the club. Or if he did, he would see me pulling up and he would leave.
Oh, really?
So that went on for about 3 weeks. And finally, one day we both met up in there. And I let him know our friendship was gone. Walked away from him. Never saw him again.
Oh, wow. So this is during your marriage too. So this is like during the same time? Was this around the same time you got addicted to drugs?
Yes.
Gotcha.
That was during the time when I started getting really addicted to it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get back to marriage.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I was saying this is a part of it. It was like his drinking and his addiction.
Okay.
Because you don't drink anymore now, right, Papa?
Nope.
Yeah.
Don't use drink. But really let me know how much she really cared about me. You know, whereas a lot of times a woman would leave a man who did like the stuff like that, and just, you know, we ended up had to move out of the house we had bought and it was mine and stuff. Mm-hmm. She made sure that once I told her I needed help, she helped me. Mm-hmm. Because the job I had didn't help me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But hers would help your spouse and your family members for one time. So that's how I got the help I needed, because I didn't want to use anymore, but I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
It was that strong.
Yeah.
But
you were telling me about the story about somebody came by your house and you were like, no, I'm not going.
Oh, yeah. They used to come by the house and, hey, I'd say I wasn't going, but I get in my car and there I am.
Yeah,
there I was. Like I said,
so what was this, rehab?
Huh?
Was this rehab?
No, this is when I was still using.
Oh, no, he's talking about, he was saying he would go by their house. He was saying, I'm not going. They'd come by and say, come by the house. And he'd be like, no, I'm not going. I'm going to work. And he'd be driving to work, and he'd be like, oh, and he would go stop by their house.
I ended up right there. Because I hadn't had to know how to really stay away from it. But I knew I was slowly I began to realize just how far at the bottom I was. When I looked at my girls in the eyes, and they used to would come and always, daddy this, daddy that, and they all of a sudden they didn't. And I could see it in their eyes that they were scared of me. You know, and I got all girls and they scared of me. Whoa, So I managed to get into treatment, and I just learned a lot of stuff while I was in that treatment of how first you got to admit that you got a problem. And I had admitted I had a problem, but I didn't know how to. It grabs you when it gets you. If you're not ready for it, you're not going to get clean.
Yeah.
And I had been ready, but I just didn't have the equipment not to use.
Right, yeah.
And I get into rehab. I'm not talking about some of these old ways they talk on the TV about you going there. Because if you ain't ready, it ain't no use to you going. Because I was in there, and I saw quite a few guys go back out. Talking, I'm cured. You know, this was one of my golf buddies. I'm cured. Oh, hey, as soon as we finished the course, I never saw him again. Because I didn't want to fall into that weak pattern.
Yeah.
You know, because we went to rehab all at the same time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All your friends?
Yeah. Well, we became friends there.
Got you. Okay. The guys you started with.
Yeah, these were guys and girls that were in the rehab place, and several of them I saw them go back out.
Oh, really?
Because they didn't believe that they were really addicts. They thought that you could be cured, and you're not cured. You're not cured. Well, if you're an addict and an alcoholic, that's not something they think you're cured of it. Hey, that mind is something else. Because for a long time, I could not go around anybody using. I could drinking, using. I couldn't. But see, what I learned there was, if you feel uncomfortable there, leave. And see, before I wouldn't have left. I would have stayed there and took a drink or a hit. But once I kept doing that, and some other tricks I learned, because for several years, it wasn't just boom. I didn't have the feeling to do it again, because it was there until I kept going to a lot of places where they talk about it. And I found that there was this one place off in Oakland. I used to go there every once in a while, and there was this old gentleman sitting out. I ain't gonna say the word old, but an older gentleman that sat up near the front. And I used to watch him, just sit there, and I would look at him, and I said, "Wow." And I'd leave, come back. This went on for about 5 or 6 months. And I've watched him every once in a while. I go watch him, And finally one day I got the courage to go up there and talk to him. And I walked up there and asked him, and I said, "Where did you get that smile?" And he looked at me. Wait, let me tell you what he told me.
What?
Keep coming back.
Was this AA?
Yes.
Oh, see.
Okay.
Okay, so
You know,
you're seeing the guy
AA
at AA group, and he's sitting in the front smiling every day.
He had this. It wasn't just a smile every day. It was a part of him that you could see if you were really looking at it. But he had this smile on his face, you know. Yeah, he had a smile on his face, but there was other things about him. That bright, he just glowed to me. And I finally walked up to him and I asked him, and he told me. He said, "Keep coming back." I did like y'all just looked at me. Well, what do you mean by that? Then I did. I kept coming back, and I was going all over the Bay Area to NA and AA meetings.
Oh, really?
Oh, all over. You name it. I would drive to one because I wanted to see. Because I know when I was using, I was going all over. So I wanted to see these places where people in a different nature and different races and stuff, you know. Gotcha. And I was going to all these different ones, doctors, lawyers, you name it.
Wow. So you used the same pattern that when you were addicted, traveling around and surrounding yourself around people. When you wanted to get free, you started doing the same thing, traveling around and surrounding yourself around different
people that even though some of them went back out, but to be there and see it. But then like I said, I finally went to that meeting again with that gentleman up there, and I got it.
Yeah.
I got my smile. I always had a smile, and I got it back. Yeah, but that talking to him really encouraged me to keep coming, coming back. Yeah. And that's what I did.
Yeah. So Grandma was with you the whole time during this process?
Oh, she's my rock.
Yeah. That's a nickname you have for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did that look like? So if during the time when you were dealing with your addiction, how did that affect your day-to-day marriage?
It was bad. I would hide from her and stuff in ways.
Oh, hide drugs?
No, hide from her, not seeing me.
Yeah.
I would, because we worked different shifts sometime, and I would make sure that even on my off days, she didn't see me. Yeah.
Well, because at this point you had kids, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I know you said you noticed that your daughters wouldn't come to you anymore and it looked like they were kind of scared. So did that mean if you were trying to hide from her, did that mean you were around the kids a lot or you were trying to hide from them as well?
I hate their familiar. Yep. I would come in the house when I knew they weren't there and do this, do that. Yeah. Then by the time they were coming home, I would be gone. You know? Yeah, I avoided them too. Because I didn't want that look in the eyes. It was just killing me. It was just killing me.
So how old was my mom's the oldest? So how old was she then? Was she like a teenager? Or
yeah, she was a teenager.
Gotcha.
She was a teenager.
Probably like 13.
And I knew I heard her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So with finally, how long was it, or what year did you go to AA and then get sober? Or go to the rehab?
43.
You were 43.
43 years old.
Oh, so
January the 16th.
Oh, wow. That was the last day
that was the last day I used.
Wow. January 16th, 43?
No,
he was 40.
You were 43.
So you're about to be 44 in a couple of weeks.
Well,
it was like 80. That was probably 80.
It was before Patrick.
Yeah, it was probably 86 or something.
Yeah, 86, 87, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So about 4 years before I was born.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So then.
Oh, when he came, I had clean and sober.
So you had been clean almost 5-6 years by this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did your marriage shift in your sober life?
Back like it was when we first met, but stronger.
Wow.
Stronger because I knew she was my rock. I said, because I had seen a lot of guys whose wives had left them when they did that. But she wanted me. That's when I knew just how much she loved me, just as much as I had met her. When I met her, she loved me as much as I loved her. Yeah.
So what made y'all? What's the secret? Courtney's mom asked you this yesterday, but you said it was a secret. What's the secret of staying together for a long time?
Especially going through something like that.
My sister had, even though I would get loaded like that, I still would not go angry at her. I could keep my anger from, even when she was trying to do anything she could to make me clean and sober. I never raised a hand to her.
Oh yeah.
Because so there, I just thought maybe that she was going to leave me one time or other. I said, well, you're going to be alone you're going to lose a person that you love, your rock. And that's when I thought, rock, yeah. But she stuck by. She went to meetings there, made sure I got to the meetings on time and stuff. And I just, my whole being just changed. And I said, I let everybody know this is my rock. Like, what are you talking about, this is your rock? Her name Francine. Okay. Her name Francine. She's my rock.
So would you say the secret is being able to like endure through like hardships and struggles?
Right.
Like not giving up on each other when things get hard?
Yep. That's what she showed. She didn't give up on me. But she knew the real me. Because before that had happened, we were doing nothing but going uphill. Yeah.
So kind of going back a little bit, I know that at least in the field of psychology and studying all the things that like drives human behavior, what do you think emotionally or mentally was going on for you that at that time in your 30s where you felt drawn to go out and try these things? Is it because like there was a need inside of you, or was there something you were looking for?
Well, when I got into the rehab, they gave us this thing we had to do with a collage. And doing that collage, I can't remember the picture that got me, but I was getting ready to put this picture, damn, I can't even say it now.
The collage.
The collage. And I was getting ready to put it in there, and as I was getting ready to put it in, I said, oh my goodness. And I told her, I said, you know what? I know why I was so weak to get hung up out there, strung up out there like that. I said, even drinking too much when I first, because when I drank, I couldn't just drink a drink and go. I got to drink till I fall out almost. And I found out I had anger deep in my subconscious, that had caused me to be so weak to being addicted like that. And it was that I had anger at my older siblings. They knew my mother and our father. Even though me and my father talked, I didn't get some of the lessons that he had taught the other boys, even the girl.
That's because you were so much younger.
How old were you when he died?
I think I had just turned 15.
And how old were you when your mother passed?
Maybe around 2. I never have found out exactly how old I was when she was. I know I was close to being 2, or I might have been 2.
So you didn't get to experience your parents how your older siblings did.
Well, and they used to talk about it all the time. So.
Oh, really?
And I never knew that was, even though I sit there and enjoyed listening to the stories that they were telling me about what our mother did and what our father did, I didn't know that until I was doing that collage, that I was that angry. And when I did, like that smile that I was talking about, that really helped that smile come back to me when that man kept telling me, keep coming back, and I did. Yeah. And finally that whole picture was in me, and I went to all my brothers and sisters. I went to all my older brothers and sisters who were alive and told them. I had to apologize to them. I said, and they loved me. They did not do nothing but show me but love. But I still had that anger back there. And never knew it till then. And I realized it. And hey, I knew then I didn't have to use again.
Yeah.
And it's almost like by you going to them and even being able to talk about that was healing for you.
Oh, we were always close. Yeah, it was. That's what I'm saying. And I talked to them and told them. And they all looked at me. I said, yeah, I did not realize, especially your Uncle John, because he was the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a firstborn?
No, first one that because he and I had close contact.
Where is he in the line of the siblings?
Sis, well, she was dead, but Bud, Baby, Reese, no, Bud, Himes, Baby, Reese, Buddy, John, and Andrew.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, so Uncle Andrew was
the closest to me.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And then Uncle John was a little bit older now.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I went and I told him first because he was there, and then we were at a family reunion, and I told the rest of the brothers because we were all standing there just about. And I apologized to all of them. And they looked at me like I said, "No, man, you're gonna have to." Let me tell you, I have been angry at you guys all these years and didn't know it. I mean, I did not know I had some anger like that in my brain. It was there, even though I never exposed it.
And that caused you to be weak to temptation of drugs?
Of alcohol.
Yeah.
And alcohol.
But it sounds like it was almost like it was like soothing a deep need in you that you couldn't articulate or you didn't even know what it was doing for you. But once you got on it, it was like, okay, I can't stop it now. But you didn't necessarily have it wasn't in the forefront of your mind, why am I doing this or why is this so hard? But once you went to rehab and did AA, you became more aware that there was this deep need in you of anger that needed to get resolved.
Yep. It was there.
Yeah.
It was, a lot of people aren't aware of it themselves and they don't bother to find out, but I did. And I really, once I really found that out, I knew I was on the way.
Yeah.
Like I said, I had all these things I learned to do. Wake up in the morning, first person I greet, good morning, addict, good morning, alcoholic. Boom. We're going to have a good day today. I'm talking to myself in the mirror. Good morning, alcoholic. Like I said, and then I learned tricks that helped me.
Yeah.
And one of them was to always have me a bottle of water when it hit me, because it hit me for years.
Oh, really?
The craving.
Yes, the craving. And whenever I felt it, I would take a long slug of water, and I'd keep going.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because it's like water is such a basic craving and need. So canceling out that alcohol or whatever with just like, what is your body really needing probably in this moment?
I sure did. I did.
That's psychology.
Yeah.
Wow.
But talked to Francine a lot. We talked. And I told her. Because I told her first, though. Because she was helping me put the collage together.
So it happened right there in that moment where it came back to you.
Gotcha.
Where it came out.
Okay.
And until then, I realized, you really are angry at your brothers and sisters. Because I used to talk about it a lot. But I was not, how you say, in it with them. They went hunting with my dad. I had people tell me stuff my dad could do hunting, and
you never got the chance to see that.
I never saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Because your dad, you said you were 15, 14 when he died.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was getting ready to go to school, and I was getting ready to, I was telling him bye, and as I was getting ready to head for the front door to go out, I heard a thump. Boom. I said, no, something wrong. And I just stopped and turned around and went to the bathroom door because I knew he had went to the bathroom, and I called his name, and he didn't respond. So I kicked the door in, and he was laying on the floor, and I ran up to him, grabbed him in my arms, and I asked him to stay. I told him I still needed him. And he just looked up and told me, he says, I can't, I gotta go. They're waiting for me now. It's time for me to go. And I knew, I just smelled that last breath of his, and he was gone. But I just remembered all the stories he had told me, but I didn't get to feeling go fishing or hunting with him, and I didn't know that. The hunting part I knew, because I used to take care of his hunting dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I never got a chance to go hunting. You know, because when I did get old enough to go hunting, possibly, he was having problems with his legs and stuff and walking and stuff. Because my father was 56 or 7 when I was born.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's older.
That way. My father was not a spring chicken. I was trying away.
Okay.
When me and my sister were born. Because he died, he was either 72 or 73, I can't remember right now. You can count back in 15 years, and that's how old he was.
So through the journey of going through the Navy, going then to Long Beach, and then going into college, and then you met Francine, and then not too long you guys got married, and then 4 years later, that's when the addiction began. And then
No.
Oh no.
No.
My
addiction started
30s.
Early 30s?
the first time I took a drink.
Oh.
The first time I was in the Navy when I really took a drink.
Oh, gotcha.
I was 18.
Okay.
I was 18, and we were on leave, and I just didn't drink. I had to be carried almost back to the base.
Gotcha.
The first time. That was the first time I had really drank alcohol.
Okay. So,
I overdrank.
Yeah.
I didn't stop.
So even when you got married, you were still drinking.
Yes.
But it wasn't until your 30s that the drugs started coming in.
Right.
And then by this point you had kids and you felt like you had to hide from Francine, hide from the kids. You started noticing changing within yourself, changing with how they were reacting to you, but you got to the point where you wanted to ask for help and you wanted to actually get the tools that you need. Like you felt like you always had the drive of wanting to stop but didn't know how.
Always.
And so once you finally asked for help, this was like a turning point in your marriage where you saw how Grandma Francine, all your other friends, their wives were leaving them, but she stayed and she wanted to help you to get clean and sober. So then after going to rehab, AA groups, and turning your life around, then you also came to this point of seeing where did this pain and where did the addiction really birth from, and you saw it was from the anger that you held towards your siblings for not being able to, well, one, they got to experience your parents, and you weren't able to experience them in the fullest capacity that they did.
Yep.
So then once you got to this place of like healing within yourself, you said your marriage, it went back and it was even stronger than what it was in the beginning.
Yeah.
So
That was a good reflection.
thank you. With that story.
Well, before you go, because I want to add on to that.
Oh, okay.
Are you still reflecting or are you
Oh,
transitioning?
I was going to ask a question.
I know. See, I knew you was going to
Okay,
transition.
you go ahead.
No, I was going to say that I think, because I remember hearing your stories, but I think hearing that it was like you shared how your addiction made you want to hide, but when you wanted to get clean, you came out and you said, this is what's going on, and you were honest. And even when you were honest, you were surprised by the fact, because you had always thought that Grandma was going to leave you.
Yeah.
You thought that she was going to take off, but when you shared, this is what I'm dealing with, that she actually was open and said, okay, I'll help you get clean. And then because of that, you were able to get healing, and then your marriage became a lot better.
Yeah.
Because I think, as a kid, I don't know. As a kid, you don't really recognize what's going on, but I feel like everything was perfect. Because I remember I used to think, I was like, oh, my grandpa's the strongest person in the world. Well, I remember, I was like, yeah, he can beat everybody up. And I'm like, because I never knew about the addiction, and it was only 4 or 5 years before I came, so that you had got clean. But like, to me, there had been no trace of that.
Yeah.
Like, I know my grandma's addicted to coffee.
That's a real addiction.
Whoa.
Yeah, she had coffee every day, all day.
Right before bed.
Right before bed, she did a cup of coffee. Yeah. All right, you guys, your question.
So my question is, because our series on life lessons and specifically talking about marriage, what do you feel like, even for people that want to get married, people that are newly married, from your story and everything that you had to overcome in your marriage, what's the lesson, or what's like the gem that you feel like we should learn, so maybe we don't have to go through your story in order to get to the other side, but we can get wisdom from you to move forward?
Well, if you love this person and you're getting married, be true. If you love a person, to me, you don't want to control them. That's not love. You know, that's not love. You know, you work together. And that's what my sister. Only two of us out of all the siblings have had a marriage last more than 40 years.
Wow.
Only two of us.
Really? Which ones are that? Is you and who?
Your Aunt Reese.
Oh, really?
Yep.
And she
died.
So what does it mean to be true?
Don't hide stuff. You know, hey, like I said, we were like that from the start. Then I started hiding with my alcoholic and drug use. But she stayed there.
Well, how do you, because oftentimes I think we hide because of shame, or we hide because not knowing how the person will react.
Well, I was ashamed of it. That's why I would hide from it when I used. I was ashamed, but I always thought I could control it. And that's the craziest thing your mind can do to you, and then it will do to you, because it wants to get the high.
Right. Well, so what would that lesson be? Is it like don't trust yourself? Don't trust your own will?
Well, once you can learn to accept that you're an addict and alcoholic, you're not going to see that anyway. You know, people say, oh, yeah, I can drink this, I can drink that. Hey.
If you're an addict, then you need to know that
that's
this
just
is
like
your
with
weakness.
Cigarettes. You know, I'd be telling people that, I said, man, I had said I was going to stop smoking when cigarettes got 50 cents, but I stopped sooner than that. Because I was looking in the mirror one day and watching myself getting ready to put a cigarette in my mouth, and I said, what the hell I want this thing in my mouth for? If I want to, smoke, I'll smoke me a good joint. I said, but see, I knew what was in cigarettes, and that helped me throw them away too. And I just one day just looked in the mirror and flushed it down the toilet and never smoked again.
Oh wow!
And I never liked smoking though.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
I like drinking.
So you were able to be honest with yourself, like, all right, I can break the cigarettes, but maybe not the drinking, because I like drinking too much.
It controlled me.
Yeah.
The cigarettes didn't.
Right.
You know.
Gotcha.
So it's like you have to be honest about where your weaknesses are.
Yeah.
Be honest with yourself.
I knew, but I had went to AA meetings earlier, and I go in there, this ain't me, and I leave and go out and get drunk again. That was earlier, like I said, and so I never thought I was an alcoholic, but I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when that drug hit me, I knew. But I kept using, kept quitting for a week or two, used for another month. I said, I saw it in their eyes, and I said, no, this ain't what I want for them. I love them too much. So.
Yeah. So it's like, to reflect back what you're saying, if you want to be married, or if you want to be married, or if you want to be with someone, that one, you should be true, be honest with yourself, be honest about your weaknesses and your strengths and where you are, but also try make sure that you're loving and not controlling.
Right.
Don't try to make them be who you want them to be and dominate them. If you love them, allow them to be who they are.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of people that I know that talking about they love this person. I said, and I went right up to them and told them, I said, how can you talk about you love her and you trying to make her do this here? I said, how's that love? I think if they thought they could really take me out, even at my old butt, that they would. But I let them know right off the bat, hey, try it if you want. I said, I've had bigger dudes than you, try it. Yeah.
Well, that's hard because when you get into a relationship and you see things that you're not used to or different or you don't like, you want to change that person. Be like, oh no, I don't like this. So how do you accept and love someone and not try to control them and change them?
If you say you love them, how can you have that? How can that be love? To me, that's just, that is not love. That is not love.
So it's almost being true to yourself and recognizing that you're not really loving them.
Right. That is not love. That's all I feel about it.
Yeah.
I don't go to church like you guys do. But that don't mean I don't love. I accept a greater power. I can't make a blade of grass grow. I can't make a leaf drop off a tree and then come back the next spring. So I know there is this being out there who controls not just this planet, all the planets. And I accept it. I look up at the sky, look at the water that they're messing up.
Our whole world that they're messing up.
Yeah, but see, I am lucky because I had a chance to see blue skies, to see clouds up way up in the sky and take different shapes. And I used to say something. I used to hug trees, and I still love trees. They used to tease me.
Like Berkeley, you're from Berkeley.
No, I'm from Illinois.
That's what Berkeley people do.
I did. They used to tease me because I used to get mad at them when they go carving their initials in a tree. I used to get mad at my partners for that. What are you doing? I'm putting my name in here for what? That ain't you. If you're gonna carve a name of what the tree is. I used to get mad at them.
So that's how you love life. So you love life that way, the same way you don't want to impact the world or change the world or damage the world. You wouldn't do that to a loved one as well.
No.
So if you love it, then you let it be.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that.
If you love it, if you love them, let them be.
Let them be.
Yeah.
That's hard when you different.
You're not. you become whole when you really love somebody like that. It makes you a whole person.
Like you as a single, or like I become whole when I'm married, or we become one.
Right.
It's
us.
It's us.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That's something that Patrick and we have to work on. Sometimes we say, this is my, or this is yours. It's mainly me. I say that a lot. And so Patrick's like, no.
Like, clean up your piles.
Patrick likes leaving piles all over the house.
I got that from you, Papa. You used to have a pile of clothes that you kept your stuff in. You'd be like, that's my clean clothes. Your grandma come in here, clean it up, and move my stuff, and I can't find it.
I don't like piles. So I'm like, Patrick, pick up your pile. And he's like, my grandpa used to have piles. And so I'm like, okay, in that moment, am I supposed to say that's our pile, but it's none of my clothes?
That's different.
Well,
she used to lose all my socks and things, so I had to.
It's like Cody lose my socks. I see her wearing some, and then
I throw some of his socks away.
I call it sock heaven. Put socks and they disappear.
They go to sock heaven. Well, Patrick keeps socks with holes in them, and so I'll throw them away.
Why?
Why he got gaping holes in his feet? That's not good. So I buy him new socks.
Oh.
Sometimes.
Okay.
All right, so Papa, at the end of every episode, what we do is we leave people with one practical tool or one challenge that they can do. And so because this is about marriage and because this is about how to have a successful marriage, and a life lesson, what's one tip that you would say, here's a tip that you guys can do if you have a loved one or you want to get married? What's one tip that you would give?
Don't go to bed angry.
Yeah.
Don't go, because that was the one that my sister Reese had told me, and I have fought hard even to not go to bed angry at Francine.
How do you do that? Like,
I
what if you get into
I
a
hold
fight
her
late at night?
Hey, I hold her in my
Stay up.
arm, try to hold her in my arms and talk to her. Hey, we all right, ain't we? Yeah, we all right. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to hurt you or nothing. Hey, like I said, it's not as hard as you think.
Mm-hmm.
It's only hard when you think, well, I got to figure out to say this in a way that make her want to be with me. But those are people play games with each other's lives sometimes, and that's why their marriage fall apart. Life is not a game.
Manipulating and trying to say the right thing instead of just saying what you feel.
Just saying it's truthful. No.
That's good. I like that one.
That's in the Bible, Yeah. Don't let the sun go down on your anger. But that's a hard one.
Right.
But like I said, all my brothers and sisters went to church with my mother. It wasn't me, but Reese was the one that used to say certain things like that to me.
Really? It's hard when
they brought it home from church and gave it to you.
But you know the coldest thing though?
What?
When they met her, my older brothers and sisters, they all fell in love with her. And I said, hey, I'm your brother. I was jealous of her for a while.
Yeah.
I really was. Cause I had my brothers come over there, but they was ready to jack me up because I would be done said something crazy to Francine or something. Hey,
oh, really?
No. Matter of fact, one of them picked me up and slammed me upside a wall one time.
Really?
He says, you ain't got no reason to be that way up with her, Patrick. Oh, yeah, you're right.
You're right.
But he didn't pick me up and jam me upside the wall.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he did. They did. They loved her. They loved my wife.
Wow, that's awesome.
You saw it when you saw your Aunt Patsy.
Yeah, no, I mean they treat her like family.
Yeah, she is family.
Yeah, no, I mean all my family like that. Like I grew up there was no such thing as like first cousin, second cousin, or anything like that. Nope. Like or stepbrother. Like all my brothers have different dads, but we don't call each other stepbrothers or anything like that. We just grew up and we're family. And so like even your older brother's kids, Kay and Joyce. They're like, I guess they're like my cousins, but I still said they were like aunts because they were older. So it's just like, it's just everybody's family.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is what we do when we normally end. We have this saying where we say, remember, you have the power to create an extraordinary life.
You do.
Yeah.
You do.
We're going to have you say it, okay? But say, and remember, you have the power to create an extraordinary life.
Now?
Yeah.
You have the power to live a life that would keep you balanced and creative.
That works.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace. Love life.
All right.